talking real estate. I'm going to dive into the Wellesley market today and joined by local top agent Melissa Dailey from Coldwell Banker. Melissa, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Now, temperature-wise, we've gone through some rough, cold spells for sure. Is that impacting the real estate market as temperatures really haven't gone above freezing in a while?
It's been cold, and I would say we tend not to put a house on if we're going to have a big blizzard. We'll get a house ready, and if for some reason, I always tell my sellers, let's plan to hit the market, and if on a Thursday we're going to get crazy weather for the weekend, it's better to wait to the next week.
Even with like open houses, homes that have been on the market for a while, you see the traffic drops dramatically. I mean, I'm
traffic
not sure.
Definitely drops, but I will say the real buyers are still out there.
Okay. So, if your home is in the market, don't shy away from the open house just because of the temperature.
Correct.
2 feet of snow on the ground or falling, that might be a different story.
Correct.
But the cold, they'll
They'll come out.
through.
We'll know they're a real buyer.
What are you seeing right now in the Wellesley market as we just pick up 2018?
I think the Wellesley market, 2017, we had a great market. We're thinking 2018 is going to be the same thing. There have been no indications that have told us that it's not going to be. I've already gotten a lot of phone calls from sellers who are getting ready to put their house on the market for the spring. So we're gearing up for a great market.
Wellesley's one of those great towns. I mean, it's put at such a high level within the W towns, great school systems, great downtown. It's really a solid investment.
We are very lucky because we have the benefit of being a nationally recognized town. So when people are thinking of the Boston area, Wellesley is one of the first towns that pop up. It's like a Greenwich, Connecticut or a Short Hills, New Jersey. So we get great transfers that come to us. We're lucky. We're one of the very few towns, I feel like, that have a really bustling town center. We've got great activity and it's a beautiful town center. We have excellent schools. We've got 3 train stations to the city. So there's so many things about the town that buyers really, they want to move in.
And on a certain Monday in April, you have a bunch of people running through it, right?
We do.
Partakes in the tradition of
that
the Boston
day
Marathon.
Is a huge party in Wellesley. Everybody gathers on the streets.
That downtown is really special. I mean, from a shopping perspective, restaurants, that hometown America type feel, that's not a every town type of situation.
No, and it's interesting, the holidays, there's people from all over that come and walk the streets. It's always busy. And
like for the commuter, for the person that's looking to get into the city, like you said, there's train stops. Everything's right there.
Yeah, three train stops in Wellesley, and it's probably about a half an hour.
Okay, so super convenient, which is great, especially if you're moving in from outside the area you're not familiar. This town checks a lot of boxes. Now, let's flip it to price. Mm-hmm. It's not an easy town to get into price-wise. What's that lowest point of entry right now that you're seeing?
Anything under $1 million, no matter what time of year it is, it sells very quickly. You can expect bidding wars for anything under $1 million. If it's good, it goes. So I always tell buyers, it's a good idea if you're in the $1 million price point to start looking to see, you have to know what you don't like to know what you love. So you need to get a good basis of what's out there. So when a house comes on and it's under $1 million or around $1 million, you should have your pre-approval and you're ready to bid. And if you have to bid over, you feel comfortable doing it.
And you bring up a key point in regards to that process. There's still bidding wars going on there. We've been talking about it for so long. It gets a little tiring with low inventory, but that's the case, right? Mm-hmm. And then what's amazing is, even with that being said, we see buyers through the market that are still coming to the table not prepared. It's so important to have all your ducks in a row.
You have to know your inventory. But any price point in Wellesley, for the most part, as long as it's priced well, we're lucky it sells.
Yeah. For the people that are trying to penetrate Wellesley, but are looking in surrounding towns, where do you see people going?
If they don't choose Wellesley?
Yes.
Needham, Newton, Wayland, Natick. They all have very good school systems and still a good commute to the city.
And just big picture, you might get a little bit more house, a little bit more flexibility in regards to finding something under $1 million than
correct
than actually being in Wellesley.
Yes.
It is winter, like we're talking about, and people get complacent. They're thinking, okay, I'm going to sell in 2018 or in the spring market, but I'm going to wait till later on. Why is it so important to start thinking about selling now?
You need to call your broker now if you're starting to think about selling, because people call me, a week before they want to go on the market. And when you live in a house, you don't notice things. And all of a sudden they'll need to do some painting or decluttering and prepping, and they feel a lot of pressure if they have to get it done in a week or two. So I always tell people, if you're thinking of selling in the spring, call me a few months ahead of time, because if there are things you need to do, we can get them done. And the big thing is, buyers are so sensitive to what they see in a house. And if it's done and it's clean and it's picture perfect, they're more apt to make a good bid.
You've been in real estate and selling homes in Wellesley for
15 years.
15 years. So you've seen the progression of staging. The way a house is sold today versus when you started is two different worlds.
So different. Everything now, I think people see things on Pinterest and on websites where everything looks picture perfect. And so when buyers walk into a house, that's what they expect.
And that's what you got to provide. Right?
Nobody wants to do the work. So we're finding that all price points, also, new houses are selling faster than older houses that need work.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you don't have the crystal ball, but looking at into 2018, what trends are you seeing? Where do you see the market going? Everybody gets nervous about a bubble or a downtrend. Mm-hmm. Do you see that happening in 2018?
We really don't. I think we're going to have, we had great sales in 2017, and we're really prepping for the same 2018.
It's all good news. And I tell you, from the interest rate side, I think that we are going to see rates go up. So the cost of waiting could affect your purchasing power. And now's the time to jump in. If you're thinking about buying a home anytime soon,
I would say
now's the time.
Call your mortgage broker, get a pre-approval, and really start looking, because houses are going to start coming on the market in the next few weeks, and as each month goes by, we're going to have more inventory, but also more buyers.
Yeah, so now's the time. Act, get yourself educated, and be ready to
get
jump
ready
in.
to buy. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Melissa. And if you're in the Wellesley market and looking to connect with Melissa directly to buy or sell your home, you can go to the Coldwell Banker website, put in Melissa Dailey. You'll be able to find her there in Wellesley Coldwell Banker. Or Melissa, what's your cell phone? What's the best way to get
My
you?
cell phone is 617-699-3922.
Thanks for watching, and
Thank
remember,
you.
there's more real estate tips just like this one right here on Boston.com.